Hello and welcome to GNO, that's Gaia Night Online, and this is our time of week where we come together as a community to pull cards for the week ahead. So right now it looks like I'm alone, that may be, but I am ready to pull cards for the Astro for this week. So tomorrow, Tuesday the 6th, we have the moon shifting into Leo. So I'm going into my trustworthy Osho cards that I just dropped. Hold on. Oops. And the card for the Leo moon is trust. And how I take this is, Leo is the sign of the inner child. And so I really see this as trusting that it's okay to allow yourself to be your inner child, allow yourself to embrace your inner child, trust the world to let your inner child come out and play. And so I think this is also about trusting yourself too, that it's okay to be silly, it's okay to be fun, it's okay to embrace that. Trust that part of you, let go. And I think a lot of times we hold on to that silliness too, we hold it back. So this is also just trusting enough to let it go. So that is our Osho card. Let's see what goddess card I get for the moon in Leo. The moon in Leo, I got Coventina. And this is purification. It's time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. And I really take that as of your mind, especially because I think a lot of times it's our mind like, oh, Kim's silly. I was just talking to one of my friends on the phone, and she and I have a tendency in the middle of a grocery store or waiting in line for food or, basically anywhere to just break it down and start dancing. And we were talking about how we're never going to grow up. She's going to be 35 in a few days. I just turned 34. Really, it doesn't feel like 35 and 34. Our inner child is very present because we allow it, because our mind allows it. So if there's anything that's holding you back from, you hear a song and you like it, start dancing. And if you can't do that, it's a good time to purify, let go of, detox from whatever conditioning it is that stops you from embracing that part of you. So next on Thursday, we have the moon moving into Virgo. And for that, from Osho, I pulled the change card. And I like that because, Virgo can be a sign where, it can be very, this is how I like to do things. This is how it's always been done. And so maybe because everything has been changing, we've been doing a lot of work this year with the Astro and shifting ourselves. Maybe if there are things in your life that you've always done a certain way to be efficient, maybe it's time to just shift that up a little bit, change it. Maybe, okay, here's something. If you always put your shoes on right foot, left foot, maybe it's time to put your shoes on left foot, right foot. Change it up. It's actually very good for your brain to do that. I try to change things up semi-regularly because I don't want to be a creature of habit. But that's how I'm taking change. Let's see from the goddesses, what the goddesses say for us. Artemis, guardian. It says you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Let's see if anything triggers that for Virgo. How I take this is if anything is coming up in your life that is changing, that goes along with that Osho card, this card's reminding you, hey, even if stuff is changing for you, you are safe. It's okay. It's all good. Artemis is reminding you that you and your loved ones are safe and protected. That's what's coming up for me with that. Then next, the moon is moving into Libra on Sunday, the 11th. And from Osho with that, I pulled the participation card. I love that because Libra loves participation. And this card's just reminding you, like if you see, there's these 4 figures there, and they're all putting in their hands to blend their colors. And so, I think this card's reminding you, hey, it's really good to work as a team. It's really good to step up and participate. So if you've been holding back in some way, maybe it's time to, step up and put your colors in. I've been saying in the horoscopes that, when we really do show up as ourselves in the world, that is being of service. And I think that's kind of like this. It's like, show up as yourself, participate as yourself, because the world needs your color. There's no color like you out there. There's no snowflake like you out there. So show up and participate. That's Moon in Libra, which will take us through all the way through next Tuesday, actually. So that's it for moon cards for this week. Well, I'm going to pull a goddess card for Libra moon. Nematona, sacred space. And this is just saying create an altar or visit a power place and connect with the divine. And how I take this with participation is participating with the divine. I love to do things in tandem with God, with goddess energy, with the angels. I love working with my peeps. I love that I have them working on my behalf. So, take some time to tune in. Don't just participate out here. Tune in, participate this way, just like this. All right, so next Monday, before our show next Monday, Mars is shifting into Pisces. And Mars, Pisces, it's interesting. Pisces is the 12th house for Mars because Mars rules Aries. So this is kind of a wonky place for Mars, but I think it's a really beautiful place. Pisces craves oneness. Pisces craves a world filled with compassion and love. And so maybe Mars in Pisces, maybe this is reminding us to take action when it comes to compassion. Take action when it comes to oneness. However that means to you. Like, love how my mind works. What popped into my mind was those horrible, I do not like them, but those horrible SPCA, ASPCA animal commercials that are on TV with the really sad animal eyes that are looking, just make a donation, do something. But I'm really feeling called with Mars and Pisces. Maybe it's time for me to do something compassionate in alignment with those commercials, in alignment with animals, because the animals really move me. But maybe it's time for you in another way, whatever compassion is for you. But I love this too. This is the card from Osho for this, understanding. And so, I think this is the same as compassion. And in this card, I love it. These bars that have held these birds in cages are disappearing. It's realizing, oh, all I have to do is spread my wings and fly. And I think when it comes to uniting in oneness, uniting with our people, uniting with all the earthlings, all it takes is us to open our eyes and see, oh, and there's a great quote that's popping into my head too. Something like, we are all angels with one wing, and by embracing another is how we can fly. And I really feel this with this card too. So up that compassion and understanding with Mars and Pisces. And I think it's a great reminder too, Mars can be kind of aggressive and passionate, which passion is really fun. But I think it's also reminding us, if we feel that urge to fight come up with Mars and Pisces, this is a good time to call in that compassion, call in that understanding, and see if there's another way that it can be handled without the aggression, bringing in the love. And from the goddesses, I pulled Ostara, fertility. So with that passion and Pisces quest for oneness, if you don't want a baby, maybe it's a good time for birth control. But I think this is also a great time for your creativity. Pisces is very creative. And so taking action with it, with the Mars going into it, maybe this will be a time where you will just feel that heightened and be very productive in that realm. So I want to finish by actually pulling a card for Shannon Hugman. Her birthday is on the 10th. It's on Saturday. And so I have an Osho card for her. It actually jumped out. The traveling card came for Shannon. And Shannon, If you've been watching us for a long time, Shannon went to Europe for all of last summer. So I think this card is saying it's time to head somewhere warm with sun. So if you see that, Shannon, Lala invites you to the couch because she loves it. And a goddess card for Shannon. Oh, I know what she thinks of this one. Eitzel, undying love. The love you shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. So that is for Shannon Hugman. If you're around on Sunday or Saturday or even before, send her some well wishes because it's always nice to get those on your birthday. Anyways, that is it for GNO tonight. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Namaste.